In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up proper crops and bleeds in Indesign CC 2017. When you open up the program, go to File and select New Document. This will bring up a new document window. Here, make sure you have the intent set as print. Set your page numbers, page size, orientation, and here you've got your columns and margins that you can set. Down at the bottom is the bleed and slug area. One of the most crucial things you need to do if you're submitting a file to us that either has photos or fields of color that are going to visually extend off the edge of your page is to set what's called a bleed. And I'll explain more about what exactly that is here in a minute. At TPSi, we generally only require 1/8 of an inch, here designated as a 0.125. You can type in that amount, and make sure you click on this link on the right to apply it to all of the settings. It's important that you have a bleed line on all sides of your pages. You should see a red line around your artboard. This is the designated bleed area. So let's say you have a field of color that you want to extend to the edge of a design. I'm going to quickly create a rectangle that will represent a field of color or a photo that you want to extend to the edge of your design. You need to make sure that it extends to at least this line. And let's say you have some other shape element in your design that you want to have to extend off the page. And let's say that you have some other shape element in your design that you also want to extend off the page. This circle will extend past the bleed area. It's fine if it goes past it because when we save this to a PDF, any artwork will get cut off and it will only show to the bleed line. Bleeds and crop marks are important for post-production process because they ensure that no sliver of underlying color of your paper is left around the edges of your design once it's been trimmed. When a design goes back to post-production to be trimmed, there's something you need to be aware of, and that's cutting tolerance. Cutting tolerance is the slight variations that occur when a printing project is cut down to size, which is why at TPSi we ask for at least 1/8 of an inch. When you've finished your design, you can now save it as a PDF, and this is where you'll apply some crop marks. Crop marks also show our post-production staff where they need to cut the substrate in order to get the finished size of your print project. Now, for some reason, Adobe uses the terms either as crop or trim marks under the printer marks section. In Illustrator, it's listed as trim marks, and InDesign it'll be listed as crop marks. These terms are used interchangeably. In Illustrator and InDesign, there's no need to have to manually create your crop marks. It's easier to let the program do it. This way you know they are level from corner to corner and are perfectly aligned. After you've saved your design as an InDesign file, go to File, Export. And you'll see you have the option of saving it as a PDF, which is our preferred method of receiving files at TPSi. Once the Save Adobe PDF window opens up, we'll want you to change the default settings. In this preset drop-down menu, choose Press Quality. Under Standard, change it to PDF X4 2010, and you'll see that the compatibility field will automatically update to Acrobat 7 1.6 or higher. This setting gives the richest color output on our press, and it also supports all transparencies. Under Options, I'd recommend checking the View PDF after exporting box. Now go to the Marks and Bleeds section. At TPSi, we only need the crop marks selected under the Marks section. Do not check the bleed marks box because we're going to take care of that at the bleed and slug area. We also don't need registration marks or color bars. If you want to leave the page information checked, that's fine, especially if you're doing several press proofs and you want to keep them organized on which page is which. So do make sure that you've checked the bleed marks in the bleed and slug area. Now you can save your PDF, and you should see your PDF open up. I'm using Adobe Acrobat DC. If you've set up the proper crops and bleeds, you'll see them displayed in your PDF. The blue line is the designated bleed boundary. If you have a bleed from a photo or color field, it needs to extend to this line. The green line represents the edge of your substrate. So every file you send to us needs trim marks and bleed marks if your design utilizes a bleed. Once you have these in place, then your file is ready to send to us for print.